Hey beloveds, this is Lightstar. I am back. Yes, it's been a while and I'll explain why, but I also want to catch you up and also to share something that we're all going through right now, which in this process of this continual awakening, I want to break it down. I want to help you guys to decipher where you're at in this process and what's going on right now. So let's get into it right now. Greetings everyone, this is Lightstar. Welcome back to the channel. I'm super glad you guys are here today. I know it has been a while, right? Seems like it's a century ago. I know I haven't done one of the long form videos in a bit here. I have had so many things going on, so I just wanted to catch you guys up on everything. I actually was at two very big events. For the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of prep for it prior to the events, and so it sort of took me away from doing some of the long form videos, although I've been putting up some short form videos. Those are going much faster, so I can do those. But if you haven't seen me for a while, for those of you that haven't been watching any of the shorts or reels or any of that, then you probably be wondering, where did Lightstar go, right? So I'm still here. It's just that I haven't been doing as many of the long form videos, like I said, because there's been a lot going on. First, we had SEDONA Ascension Retreat, which was a very big event here at in SEDONA Performing Arts Center, and that was really awesome. And then 2 weeks later, we had the Rise of the Guardians, our Team Light event. And that was awesome too, but it took a lot of my time and our energy. Me and Bear, we were prepping and getting ready. I had a lot of things to do that I didn't even anticipate having to do. So I wanted to come back on here and just catch you guys up. The events were absolutely phenomenal and there was so much going on. We were totally exhausted by the end of both of them though, because there's just a lot of work for not just the prepping. I was speaking, I was doing a workshop at one as well as speaking. And so I did a lot of preparation, but just the amount of contact having, with people and everything like that, just having to man the tables and being a vendor and all the things that go entailed with that. So all in all, they were both absolutely fabulous. For any of you that were there, I'd love to say hello again. Hope you guys enjoyed both of the events. And for those of you guys that missed it, there is a replay on SEDONA Ascension Retreat.com has there's a link that will have the event repeat or replay, and you can buy that if you would like to see all the speakers. And so you'll also see that, and Team Light will have one too. I'm not sure when theirs are going to be ready because I'm not sure when I'm going to be putting this up. It may or may not be ready yet, but if it is, I'll put a link to it below. But anyway, I just wanted to say it was absolutely fabulous, and there were so many people. It was so great to reconnect with everyone because, we haven't done events. We kind of took a little bit of a break, and it's been a while. And now I know why we took a break from them, because they take so much work and energy. I hope you guys are enjoying this content, and if you are, or if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And YouTube likes to call it subscribe. I like to call it joining the tribe or joining the community. I think that sounds much better and more inviting. And if you are down there clicking around, make sure you hit that like button on the video and give it a thumbs up, and also share the content out to people that you know would be interested in this type of material and content. And make sure you comment and engage. I love to engage and interact with you guys in the comments section. And make sure that you click the notifications bell so that you won't miss a thing when new videos come out. They're actually really great too, because you get to connect with everyone. So that has been really fun, and all of that good stuff with just connecting with, Star Family and Soul Family and you know, connections and just making connections and new people that you meet. And that has been really fun. So that's what's been going on, okay? And the last time that I came on here, I was talking about changes and shifts and everything that was happening, and including myself. I am still going through this. You know, we had to take a little diversion because I had a lot to do with the events. Now I have a lot to catch up to do after the events. So, but I also was talking about the awakening process a little bit in terms of just changing and shifting that everyone's going through. But I wanted to just touch upon something that I feel is really important right now, and that is the awakening process that everyone's going through in a different way. Is a little bit different than other awakening processes, I feel. And let me share a little bit about this. I just want to, you know, talk and have a conversation about this. I feel it's important because everyone's going through their awakening process in a different way and different stages. And so I know that there are some people that, like, maybe in that first phase of waking up, just maybe going through a process, even before you go through the process of waking up, you might be in the stage of what I call phase 0, where this is like everything seems to be falling apart. Things are changing so rapidly that you're just not really sure who you are anymore, or if you even know yourself or who you are. And so you start questioning a lot of things that you're doing. Are you in the right job? Are you in the right location? Are you hanging around the right people? You start to do a lot of questioning. It's almost like the before you're going into, you know, the 0 point, the ground energy where you're resetting everything. And so there's that going on, okay? There's still people that are going on that, you know, through those processes. Then we have the people that are just in their 0 point, just reset, and then they're awakening to all the new vibrations and the new energies of who they are, or they've gone through the questioning phase, the everything doesn't make sense. You know, maybe you have to part ways with some family members or friends who are no longer vibrating or frequency resonating in the same way that you are, and so there's shifting going on. But these people in that other phase, the next phase, is really about questioning who you are as a soul and what you're really doing here. And that will also lead you down the rabbit hole of exploration, which is about who am I? And you start to run into people that, you know, seem to make you question things more about who you are. And this is also a time when a lot of people start with their starseed awakening, and they start to feel like they're not from here, and they may be from some other place, right? Some other space, or feeling like they are. And so the doorway starts to open up, and they start to go down that exploration. I also have, for those of you guys that are interested, I actually have come up with a Starseed mission strategy. It's an ebook that I came up with that can actually help with getting crystal clarity on your divine purpose and that kind of thing. And it's also available on my website, so you can check that out. It can be very helpful in those early stages of awakening and fine-tuning what your mission and purpose is, because that is generally what happens, is this awakening will shift you into finding a whole other purpose, but it's really just coming back to yourself and who you are and what you came here to bring. This brings up a lot of exploration and discovery for a lot of people. So there are things that come in that sometimes at this stage will come in and sideswipe you. It could be you, and it could also be your shadow side or the shadow side of you. We all have that. So sometimes this is a time when you go into that shadowy energy of blockages, challenges, things that just seem to be shutting the door every time you open it. There's a lot of different ways that starts to unravel itself, and it also starts to set up the stages for what we call the Jedi training, where a lot of times you'll get information that comes in where there could be in conscious waking state, or you could be actually getting information from outside sources, or you tend to get dream information that comes in and allows you to have some testing ground. So you start having these testing dreams, and you wake up and you just feel like you were just going through a test. Okay, this is a test, this is only a test. But these dreams are very valid, they're very experiential, they're very emotional sometimes as well, and they will help you to shift into further stages of your development in your next phase of the awakening process. Okay, so a lot of things will fall away just naturally, and you will start to resonate in a frequency that will attract others of like-mindedness, like soul, like heart, like heartedness, like souledness. I don't know how you say that. But you'll start to resonate and attract other people that will be in the like-minded, like-hearted, light-experienced, light soul remembrance. You might have beings of your soul tribe, your soul group, that may be prompting you and even pushing you in some ways to awaken faster, to activate faster. There's a lot of different ways this can work out, but typically it will involve bringing you to the groups of people that you are meant to meet, that will be the catalyst for you to awaken and further, and to really dive deeper into who you are, what your gifts are, what your true talents may be, and just how you want to express yourself on the planet, which may be different than how you were expressing yourself on this planet before that. Could be differences in the way that you worked with people and your work entirely, your career. It could be the way that you were relating to people before. The way that you see life changes, and your perspectives will change on things. And as you move into those energies of shifts and changes of awakening, it also allows you to then start to make and take actions on your new way of doing things, the new way, the new life, the new career, the new relationship, the new everything, the new, right? So you start to do that for a while, okay? That's one whole stage of awakening. And then you start to, along the line, disclosure, things like that start coming up and popping up. You start seeing more and more of disclosure events, things that happen that tell you really what's really going on and the truth behind it all, and the veil starts to fall away. So there's a lot of these opening and awakening phases. And the part that gets to a certain level where maybe you start to activate and you start to work on your mission, and you're starting to really get in touch with who you are, and you're doing that, and you do that for a while. And then it doesn't stop there. There's another whole phase of awakening that comes for those that have been doing their path for a while. Maybe they've been on the mission for a bit and they've been in it and doing it. And then all of a sudden things start to either stagnate, or they start to slow down, or they start to, just not feel as activated as it once was. And you feel like there's something else, there's something new, there's something more, there's something different behind that. And so you start to unravel a whole other set of awakening processes. And some of that can actually go on for a while, where you feel like you sort of plateaued and you went to a certain level, and now you're kind of just there for a bit, and you're just, integrating, but you're almost in a sense waiting for that next awakening stage to occur when it is ready and in alignment for you. And then the new process or another wave of activation comes in. So this is the time when I feel there are quite a bit of people in this stage right now, in the people that I know, because I know I went through a lot of these different stages, and I'm kind of at that point at the moment in my development, and my evolution is in that stage of this bandwidth where there's new stuff coming in, and I see it, I feel it, I know it, I experience it, but I'm also integrating that before this next jump, this next leap. But I have already started doing some of it. And so some of you will find that you're already starting to do some of that new frequency, but you don't really attribute it to that, because maybe it's just not like a cut and dry thing. You just sort of, hey, I'd like to try this new thing, and then you start trying it, and then it starts developing into something totally different. You know, for me, one of the new things too was being on stage at these Performing Arts Center, which is a really great stage. That stage is huge and it's awesome. Just having the whole sound experience on the time that, I mean, yes, I was doing a presentation where I was talking and I had, you know, things up on slide and I was talking for a little bit, but when I shifted into my light language activation and the music activation that I brought to it, so I brought like a full experience of sound, and you could see the visuals up on the screen and it was moving and there was animation, and also at the same time doing my toning and my light language over the top of my actual music, which is music I created, but then I layered it. And so it was just a whole sound experience. And that was new for me because I've done this before and done light language activations at stages and things like that and performances, but I haven't been able to have the sound experience, and I didn't have all the visuals going behind me, and I hadn't done music like that. So that's kind of a new doorway for me even to open up. And I didn't want to focus on me. I'm just telling you as an example. That's something I know I haven't done before in that way. It's like a different way of doing it. So think about in your own life, like where you might be wanting to shift and change and how that might look, or what you might be already stepping into that maybe is sort of what you've already been doing, but it's like taking it to another level. Okay, everyone is going to have a little different way of doing this and way of moving into this next awakening phase. And I know that it's like it doesn't end there. You know, it's always ongoing. You're always receiving and you're always doing it. But some people will get to that stage at the time they plateaued, or, you know, they get to the end of that, and they might decide or choose to do something totally different. Okay, or maybe their mission has come to a certain level of completion, and then there's a whole nother mission that is waiting on the other side of that. That's what I feel is coming up, and I feel that that's going to be relevant for a lot of you guys out there that are going through this. I feel like there is some new things coming that you may or may not know, and at the end of that time period, you may end up just releasing and letting go of everything that you were, and now you're in a completely different frequency and you're aligning with this new energy, and that you might want to go in a completely different direction, okay, altogether. So there's gonna be a lot of shifting and changing and morphing and, you know, releasing and all of that. Doesn't mean that we haven't been doing that all along, but these stages and these phases of awakening are different. The main point I want to share with this is to tell you guys to be in a lot of appreciation for and gratitude for everything that you have brought to the table so far, thus far. And this is even if you're in the very, very beginning stages of awakening, you know, and just being grateful that you have come so far. And all the things that you learned to this point, you're going to be bringing with you. You don't ever just generally throw everything away. It's all integrates as you go forward. Even if you're in the early stages and you've had a whole life prior to that, you integrate all the skill sets, all of the, it may not be exactly what you're going to do next, but you integrate what the skill sets were, what the things you got to practice in, the things that you gained. And then you take those with you, and then you probably are going to tweak them and put them in a different way. And that's including in when you're at the end of the spectrum, when you've already gone through this whole plateau period and then you shift into something else, all of the things that you brought with you are going to be for purpose. Trust me, they will be useful. And it's not something that you may not be able to pinpoint always exactly how, but they will become useful, and they will have open doorways for you to be who you are, to experience more of who you are, let other people experience more of what you bring to the table, So there's many different purposes and why that you change and shift, and what you bring with you, it always stays, okay? It always comes with you in some way, shape, or form. So I want to talk to you guys about this because I feel this is very crucial right now. Really look at your own life, and I want you guys to do that, is to look at your life right now and just decipher what phase of this awakening process while we're on the planet. It's really more of a reawakening to who you really are, okay? But what does that mean for you? Because that means something different for everyone too, you know, when you say, because that's what I feel the awakening process is really all about, is coming full circle back to yourself, looking at who you really are at a soul level, and what you are here to not only bring to humanity for service to others, to also understand the processes that you're going through to gain and experience more of your own soul, okay? How does it express itself, okay? What lessons also are you coming here to learn, but more so, how are you expressing it, and what does the expression look like in your own light of the truth of who you are, which is really a source of creator light energy, okay? That God light, whatever you want to call that, but we are all a part of the spark of the creator. And so what part of that spark do you hold? What part do you bring to the table? What piece of the puzzle can you solve for yourself, for others? And how do you look in the expression, and how do you feel and sense and experience the expression of this incarnated state, this bodysuit here? These are all really deep questions, and I just felt like I wanted to come on here and just talk about this so that you guys can go deeper. You know, if any of you want to share what you feel, what stage you're going through, please feel free, share it in the comments. I'd like to know like what you guys are going through, but you know, where you feel you're at in this bandwidth of expansion or awakening phases as we move through this continuum. There's so many different facets of this for sure, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about it since I'm seeing so many different people going through awakenings, but calling it awakenings, and then, you know, we don't really know what that means. So that even in and of itself is exploration, you know, about what does the awakening process look like for you? What does it feel like for you? And what stage or phase do you feel like you're going in? Was it in the very beginning before you even started to wake up? What was it like? Where are you at then? Maybe you're there. You know, maybe that is just this is all new to you. And I don't know how you know, came up on my channel for awakening process. Maybe that's you. I mean, I was there, I know. Some of us have been there. So where are you in this whole process? Where do you see yourself, and where do you feel? And know that you have to appreciate the process you're going through. Everyone goes through the process differently, so don't judge yourself and where you're at and think that somebody else is further along or whatever. You know, no, you're right where you're supposed to be, right where you're supposed to be at, and be there, okay? So that's what I wanted to share today, just a little bit. Just a little bit of that. I will be back on here to do some more activation and everything as we go forward. Just wanting to have that little intermission and just catch you up on what everything's been happening. If you would like to work with me privately, I have private sessions available. I also have all of my artwork and my so many different things to offer you guys on my website, which is lightstarcreations.com. So go there, check everything out. I've got so many things available for you, from artwork to music activation to all the different things I have to offer with oracle decks and, you know, digital assets library to, I mean, just so many things. All my frequency wear and all of my whole store, blankets and pillows and holographic stickers and everything to activate you guys. So go check all of those things out and see what's new and see what you resonate with. If you have any questions, obviously you know where to find me over there. And I will be back, but sending you off for now with so much love, so much appreciation, so much gratitude for all of your awakening processes. May you go through this process in each one of these stages with grace and ease. Lots of love, you guys. Bye for now. If you'd like to support my journey and helping to bring more content to YouTube and provide all this activation and goodness for you guys, please consider providing a donation to my work, and you can do that in many different ways. If you head on over to my website at lightstarcreations.com, you'll also see a donation page on there where it has many different forms for you to provide your donation. I have a vibrational giving, a certain specified dollar amount that is aligned with a certain frequency, and you can give that way. Or you can become a patron on Patreon, or you can actually just donate whatever that feels in resonance with you. And there's also super thanks on YouTube, and that is the little heart button that is next to the like button below the video, and you can also donate that way. And something that I do for anyone who donates to my work, I send a remote light language blessing of love and abundance and support right back to you. It's my way of saying thank you for your donation. And I so appreciate all of you who have donated and all my patrons. I love you guys and thank you so much for your continued love and support. And another way to support me is to just head on over to my website and make a purchase of one of my awesome products and services that I have to help you to activate and to enlighten you and to bring more light and love into your life. So head on over there and check out all the different things I have, many different types of products and services for you. And once again, I extend my love and gratitude and appreciation to all of you who have extended your support to me in the past. I love you guys, and I thank you for everything.